Hello, I've got three things here that really helped me transition into early retirement. My comfy shoes, big bottle of water, and some things to draw with. So in this video, I'm going to talk to you about, it was a request actually, I'm going to talk to you about how I've started to create a new life in retirement. If you're thinking about early retirement, I would definitely say go for it. It has its ups and downs, it has its challenges, but you get to rediscover yourself, you get to have freedom, and who doesn't want that? Hello, my name's Ree. I took early retirement from a long career in teaching. I took early retirement about 2 years ago now, and during that time I've created or began to create a life that I really enjoy. So when I was working really long hours. I know many of you who are working know that feeling. I didn't have much time for myself, my own needs. I was so busy working really hard to focus on my job, to get it right. I was a teacher and a deputy head in an inner city primary school. I was lead for safeguarding. My responsibilities were a great big long list, as is normal in many jobs now. 50, 60-hour week was the norm. We got wonderful school holidays, which was fabulous. But during that time, I'd be planning or preparing or writing reports or looking at data or just constantly thinking about teaching, how I could improve my practice, how I could help the children in my care, how I could support and help my team. Worrying about Ofsted coming, were we going to be okay? Could they recognise the good work we were going, all those things. And I know that there are a myriad of other stresses in sort of every job. So my own needs were right at the bottom of the list. I spent a lot of time just at work or thinking about work or worrying about work. And although I absolutely loved my job, stress slowly crept in. Um, and to be honest, when I left, I was so excited about having that freedom, that wonderful sense of freedom. I'd been sort of dreaming about it and daydreaming about it for quite a while. And it has been. I still, 2 years in, I'm so grateful, feel so lucky that every day is my own to a certain extent, because of course you've got family responsibilities and other responsibilities, but I've got that choice now of how I plan my days, and that's an absolute wonderful feeling. But I identified myself as a teacher. I'd worked in schools for such a long period of time that, that's how I'd introduce myself. That was where I got my confidence of how I thought myself. I was a teacher, I am a teacher. And so when I retired, all that sense of identity, all that sense of purpose was swept away. And there was a big change from, focusing on work, getting up, working late into the night, working at weekends, to suddenly I had all this sort of wonderful time to myself. And yeah, it was a little bit tricky at times. There was that sense of, oh my gosh, what have I done? Maybe I need to start looking for jobs. What am I going to do with all this time? A couple of weeks is great, a month is great, but I could see all this time spreading ahead of me. If I'm lucky enough to live until I'm 100, that's sort of a long time not working. So I decided that I would almost plan my retirement like I would a project that I'd be doing at work, but obviously in a much more relaxed way. And my main focus was health and well-being, both physical health and mental health. And I'm part of an online group, an online wellness group, and they encourage you to think of a word at the beginning of the year that will be your focus for the year. And my focus this year has been well-being. My thoughts are that these next few years are so precious because I don't know what lies ahead of me. I'm only getting older. My body, my joints are starting to creak a little bit. I don't know how long I'm going to be able to sort of fully function and walk for. I hope it's going to be many, many years to come, but I recognize that it's not just going to happen on its own, that I've got to prepare myself for it and support myself. So hence I do a lot of walking, and I've talked about that in a previous video, that when I was working, my intentions were good, and I did try and look after myself, but I didn't have the time, or should I say work was more of my focus. I I prioritized my time for work. And now I thought, well, I'm going to prioritize myself. So I started to walk. I started last year. It was a 20-minute challenge, and I started by walking just for 20 minutes every day. But of course, I really enjoyed it. I carried on. I walked a little bit more. I increased my steps until now every single day walk 10,000 steps. There's barely a day that goes by that I don't walk 10,000 steps, and it's made a huge, huge, huge difference to my well-being and my health, which is really lovely thing. Sorry, excuse me. The other thing so hence that was the boots. These aren't actually my proper walking boots, but these are boots that I wear a lot of the time in the cold weather in the winter, because I generally walk along the pavements. I walk from my house into the small town where I live. I walk in familiar areas so that I feel safe and comfortable, and I've got into the habit now of always wearing comfortable shoes. If it's not these ones, it's Skechers or pumps, or it's not always the most attractive footwear, but my priority is my well-being. My priority is walking and continuing that habit and developing that habit. So, the comfortable shoes support that and help. So another thing that I've done for, again, it's my well-being, more my mental health, I've joined a little group. So hence the drawing materials, and hence a little picture that I did. Now, I would consider that I don't have any artistic talent, apart from I used to teach 5 and 6-year-olds. So, I know how to do sort of craft projects. Sorry, I know how to do craft projects. I know how to sort of plan a very simple lesson for children. But I myself don't consider myself artistically creative. However, I've been lucky enough to join a group in the town that I work in. It's a small community, and they gave us 12 quite informal lessons on different artistic techniques, from drawing and painting to printmaking. We weren't necessarily taught, well, we were taught the technique rather than taught how to sort of master it. So we were given a taster of the technique, I would say that's the best way to say it. And when I did that course, I thought, oh my gosh, there's some really good artists here. Oh, is this right for me? I'm going to have egg on my face. And then I thought, oh, do you know what? It's about enjoying it. It's about doing the best that I can. And my work, my art, my drawings, my paintings have a very, surprise, surprise, childlike, naive quality to them. Because I can't particularly draw, but I like the bright colours, I like the simplistic. And actually, that's okay. There's some things come out, that I'm quite surprised. I'm surprised myself. And other things, oh, they're absolutely terrible. But you know what? It's okay, and I really enjoy it. But the nicest thing that after that 12 weeks, you become a member of this creative community, and that's absolutely lovely. So once a week, I go for 2 or 3 hours with the same group, and we do different creative projects, really. And some of those creative projects we partner with commercial agencies. So for at the moment, we've got a partnership with Habitat, and we're doing some designs for Habitat. And it's just such a lovely thing to be part of. And my little group, they're such kind people. They're really open. There's a lot of support. There's a lot of support for, we talk a lot about supporting our mental health. We talk a lot about supporting our well-being, which is a really good thing. Um, the third one, is the water. So that water, it was actually part of that challenge that I started last year with walking. It was a walking and water challenge. And the idea is that you walked for 20 minutes a day and then you drank 2 litres of water. So I've got into the habit of drinking loads more water. If I'm out at the cafe, I will ask for a water with my coffee or my tea. I've always got a cup on the go at home. It's something that I do first thing in the morning. Now, I can't, it's still something I need to work on, because I've probably went through phases where every single day I'd carefully measure the water. I've got sort of a 1 litre bottle I use, so I know that if you fill that bottle up, use the bottle and fill it up once during the day, I'll have my 2 litres. I think I've become a little bit lax more recently, so that's something I need to work on. So I've got those three main strands that sort of run through my daily life, which is, and they all fit into under the wellbeing umbrella. So it's that walking, it's the water, it's the creativity. Has boredom set in? Is freedom all it's cracked out a bit? I got fed up with this life in retirement? And how can I maintain a sense of purpose? Those are the questions that I ask myself. Well, I'm very, very aware that this is a new beginning, a new start for me, and it is, the time of my life. I'm not going to get my youth back. It's only creeping into old age. I'm really fit and healthy at the moment. So, I need to make the most and rediscover me. That's at the heart of this. I really want to put myself first for a change. I brought up 4 children, which was a wonderful thing to do. I've worked really hard at my job, and now's the time for me to rediscover who I am, what I like to do. I still feel that I'm healing from those years of work and stress that crept up. So, and I still have to pinch myself sometimes, on a Monday morning, and there's still a little bit of guilt that, I'm not at work. There's sometimes a sense of being unanchored, as it were. And I especially found that, or felt that, when I first retired, that sort of sense of, maybe I should be working. Maybe I should be on the laptop. I spent so many years sort of glued to the laptop. It's almost that I developed an aversion to it when I first retired, but then felt guilty that I wasn't sort of working. And now it's such a nice feeling. I always get up really, really early on a Monday morning. That's the only day. And I get up and I walk into town. It's just sort of a nice feeling that the day is my own, and that the weeks are my own, and the months and the years are my own now. But I do have to really stop and think, and it's a continual thing. It's not something that's going to happen overnight. That I think about, what do I like? How do I create a life that's right for me now? I like a relatively quiet life. However, I do get not bored easily. I do like to try new things, hence, with the YouTube and pushing me out of my comfort zone. It's a steep learning curve on how to do this. Um, I'm really trying to relish this time in my life. And I know that's not always easy. There's days that I wake up and get out of bed and think, oh, yeah, I'll have my freedom, yes, but what is my purpose? And I think my purpose now is to really be me and discover me. And one little thing that I've been doing this year, which is really lovely and has really helped, is that every single day I write three little things that have sort of worked well in the day, something that's made me happy from, you know, the sun rose today, or I ate lots of fruit, or a little quote or saying that, those ones that sometimes come up on your phone. And that's really nice to look at. And it's just a little small meditation, really, being grateful and thankful. So it would be really interesting to know what you're doing in your retirement, and if we could share some ideas. One of the main reasons for setting up this YouTube channel was that I really would like to develop a small community of like-minded people. So, I'm at the start of my retirement journey, so it'd be nice to learn from other people further down the line, or other people who are thinking about retirement, or other newly retirees, or just women of my sort of age in general, how you're living your life, how you're developing your style. My name's Ree. I retired a couple of years ago. I live in Shropshire. I started this small YouTube channel just on a whim, really. I want to sort of push myself out of my comfort zone, and as I've just said, I'd really like to develop a community. If you're watching this video, if you've come across it, then, and if you've enjoyed the content, please give it a like, please subscribe, please make a comment. Thank you so much to those of you who are following me, who are liking my videos, who are, supporting me. I really appreciate it. I am a total utter beginner, and my videos might be a bit naive. I'm only just learning how to edit in a very basic way, so please bear with me. But it's important, I think, to start something and maybe not be good at it to start with. Anyway, it'd be nice to hear from you. Thank you.